All right, boys, what you gotta say?
He's put us on the spot. If you like pina coladas,
there you go.
I get drunk in the rain. There we go. That's all we know. That's all we know. Cool.
Good evening, welcome to another episode of A Cuppa With. I have a band today, which is a first, because I'm usually at home with a cup of tea, but tonight I'm out with actually nothing. I forgot to get myself a glass of Coke. If the band would like to introduce themselves.
Yeah, so why don't we straight for the sun? I was going to do it individually, so...
Sorry.
No.
We kind of had to.
So yeah, I'm Callum, the lead singer of Straight for the Sun.
I'm Paulie, I'm the lead guitar player.
Jamie, I'm the drummer.
Tom, I'm the rhythm guitar player.
I'm Oz, I'm the bass player.
So, I'm going to have to ask the obvious, how did you come about?
Oh, it was me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I was in a pop punk band originally. We were called No Tomorrow. It was going swimmingly. Then it didn't. we just fell
As all
out.
bands do.
We had a really good gig booked at one of the big venues in Birmingham, and I was like, screw you guys, I'm having this gig. But obviously I didn't have a band, so I went to Paulie, because the only other musician I knew was like, Paulie, can you get me a band in the space of a month? And he went, I'll see what I can do. He came back and he had these, actually we're the only two original members, we had different people.
Yeah, so essentially
we changed it up.
Paulie got loads of musicians that he knew, then we got rid of all of them. And now we have us three.
We have us.
Basically.
It was a slow story though, because like you joined quite a while ago, pointing to Jamie, sorry, I actually can't see us. But Jamie joined quite a while before me.
I got a message to say I'm looking for a drummer, and I'd never played metal before in my entire life. I was like, okay, I spent 2 weeks learning double bass drum pedal and kind of winged it for the first year.
Okay.
And then we brought in Oz and Callum because we wanted to better ourselves, if I'm honest.
We've been in this lineup for about a year now, and it's done pretty damn good till then. So
You have got a decent following, and it has kind of gone along quite quick. Well, it seems from the outside it's gone quickly, but it always does from the outside.
I guess for us as well, to be honest. Yeah.
It's been a bit weird, like the stuff we've kind of done in a year, it's a bit mental.
Yeah.
The year and a half we were playing small venues with no one turning up, and now we're playing West Street Live and people coming to see us from around the country. So
just say where you're originally from, because some people might not know.
We're from Birmingham.
We're
Brummies.
It's alright, excuse me, it's fine.
Everyone turns off now.
So, what's your experience with mindset and mental health when it comes to being a part of the band?
well, I mean, especially over the last year, I'd have to say, us trying to make lots of new music and stuff like that. There's been tension. Definitely been a lot of tension.
That basically means we've all hated Jake.
all hated, yeah.
But I was actually diagnosed with depression in October last year, so it's been an interesting one for me. But honestly, this band, this program, anything that keeps me sane. Really, it's a good outlet.
Music does tend to be a good way.
Yeah,
completely, 100%.
Not just in music, like we're all mates as well, so it just really helps to be around people that give a shit about you.
There's actually a study that says metal music is actually more therapeutic for anybody who's suffering with mental health or depression.
Gotta be 100. There's so much more passion.
You know when people do like boxing to let out anger, when especially for me as a drummer, going ham on the drum kit, you do afterwards feel a lot more calmer almost. It's a bit weird to say after a metal gig, but you do feel a bit calmer.
Because all that energy is expended in you.
Totally.
Not only that, but it's got to be an ego boost when people like cheering for you.
Callum, do you want to take this?
I'm surprised his head can fit in this boots.
You know what, you may joke, but I will fully take it. Like, there's been times where we've gone to a gig and I've been really down or something, or something's happened like the last week. We've played the gig, and fully people have loved the gig, and I've come away feeling like, yo, I'm on top of the world now. Like, it is such a surreal feeling. It's crazy.
The amount of times I've been stopped somewhere, like I've been stopped in the middle of a pit. I got stopped in the middle of a pit for a day to remember, and the guy was like, "Oh, you're in Straight for the Sun." Like, yeah,
I am.
Is that kind of like a bit insecure, don't really say much, then say, "Oh, you're the drummer from Straight for the Sun." Yes, I am. And how are you?
And if you didn't see it, you can't see that his whole posture changed with that. So, individually, how have you managed to bypass any issue to come together?
I think, again, like I said, we've had tiffs before, but it's all because we want the best for the band. Like we are very passionate about music and everything like that, but we also, all five of us, have completely different music tastes.
Gotcha.
Elaborate on that. Elaborate.
We've got classic rock Callum.
80s glam over here, what up?
We've got Paulie, who likes his metal, but is also into.
I like my Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
I like my jazz call.
I do.
Like I said, I was a massive indie kid, Arctic Monkeys and all that. Up until I joined this band and started listening to a bit of heavier music.
I'm into everything, to be fair.
Do you listen to music anymore?
No, I was into everything except for metal. But it's like, it's like Jeremy said, once you're sort of in the metal scene, you're literally just hearing it all the time.
And
you start to actually appreciate what it's all
as a
about.
person who never liked metal, yesterday I heard a song by Chelsea Grin. That's how like heavy is heavy is heavy.
Yeah, I'm
And
definitely.
I was like, ooh. And then we have Tom, who is metal.
Yeah, if he doesn't chug or scream, I'm not really interested.
Or it's Ariana Grande.
That's the only rule.
It's alright. You're speaking to a woman that went from Westlife to Slipknot.
There you go.
I love it, man. I love
Sounds like
it.
a good playlist to me.
So,
Fucking metal, man.
Yeah, but when we've
very
all different
different.
music tastes. I mean, sometimes we've had to go. Usually, if I have an idea and all four of them hate it, I'll have to hold my hands up and go, look. It's for the band.
It's a struggle for him to actually put his hands up.
Happens a
But,
lot.
it happens a lot.
I will admit though, what's kind of worked recently is just being more open about anything. Like even if someone doesn't like an idea, just going, you know what, no, it's a bit shit really.
Yeah.
It was like recording at EB, just coming out in May, is that we had like 3 songs ready for it, and we needed 2 more. And we kept humming and hawing. We're like, I'm going to write these. And then we were kind of forcing ourselves to write. But it turned out the 2 songs that we wrote like 9 months ago, like were perfect. We were just being arses basically, and they turned out to be some of the best tracks on the EP.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, there's been some ups and downs. I feel like in order to get through stuff, we just play gigs.
Yeah.
Like last year we played like 41 shows like around the country.
And trying stuff out, like we've played songs before and then completely ditched them.
Yeah.
Because we played a set, everyone's there, and there was one song called BHS, which we won't speak of ever again.
That's a swear word, that is.
We played it, and half the room went for a cigarette and came back as the song ended. So we went,
Yeah, it's a
and
bad song.
afterwards we went, let's never play that song again. And we haven't played it ever.
No, that's all.
To be fair, in the really early stages, most of the arguments were because we have these different interests in music.
Yeah.
But as we sort of grew out of that, all of the arguments came because we just released a few really good songs. Like when we first made Sirens, for example, we wanted the next song to be better than Sirens, and so we all had this really weird perfectionist sort of way about it.
Yeah.
And so we were all getting like too attached to what we were doing. So we'd just scrap entire songs because none of us felt like they were as good as what we could be doing.
We probably like.
So how do you overcome that perfectionist?
You have to wait till that. It will be Tom will play a riff, or Paulie will have a little guitar lick, or I'll play some drums or something, and everyone goes, that.
Yeah, it was just like a click moment. Like one day we were like, wait, that's it.
Yeah,
That's the one.
it's just like when you know, like that's it. As soon as you hear it, that's got to be a
To
song.
be fair,
that you
with
carry
the EP, it just got to a point where like, we've had 6 months. It's a week away till we're recording. We still need 2 songs. These 2 old songs are absolutely incredible. Let's use those. And then
God, we sound so organised.
we're disorganised chaos, and that's how I like it.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's kind of like any student when they have 6 months to do an essay and then they leave it in the last 2 weeks. However, it comes out so good because there's that level of anger and stress.
I'll let you know when my essays come back.
So you're saying about also, to be fair, the anger and stress for our kind of music as well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the last 2 songs Boy was talking about, they're the heaviest songs we've ever wrote.
Yeah.
I think it was because there was so much anger and stress about we have to write this, we have to write it, we have to get it out. Then something clicked and we just went, let's just make it heavy. And it worked. It really, really works.
So how has being on the road affected your personal lives?
Well, you've gone to Callum.
Oh, okay.
With two girlfriends.
Oh, right. So in this past year of being in a band, I was going to sound really bad when I hear this, but I kind of never caring. I've gone through two jobs. For the first tour, I was in a job at the Safari Park.
Not to name drop.
No, not to name anyone, but basically they wouldn't let me go on this tour. Because
Okay.
I will give it to them, it was the busiest point of the year.
Fair
but
enough.
I was kind of going on it,
Yeah.
whether they liked it or not.
Okay.
So I lost that job because of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've also quit another job and literally lost two girlfriends in the space, but
Can you
it's
divulge
just
on
bands.
why?
What?
The girlfriends? I wouldn't say like specifically why, but was it they wasn't supportive or?
I think both of it was I spent more time put into the band than I did probably to my personal life, but again, I wouldn't do it different if I did it again.
Plus, if they were the right ones, they would have understood it.
Yeah, man.
See? Anybody else want to divulge on how it's affected their personal lives?
Yeah, go on then.
Open up.
Yeah, I was in a very long-term relationship, about nearly 5 years, and we went on that first tour, and it was like a moment was like, oh shit, like this is what I want my life to be.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend at the time, she was a school teacher. She was very, I want the house and the kids, kind of want it now, and I was like, well, I can't give you that anymore. So it was kind of a crossroads situation. So. I had to make the call and end it. Like she was like, we'll give it a go, but I could tell she wasn't happy and it was going to go worse. So I made the call, and since then I've just done my own thing, and it's worked out. It's worked out, I think. So yeah.
That's good when you know you're going on two different paths. No
Yeah,
point
you got to
holding
lock
on
it up
to
before it gets like we're on good terms. I see her like pretty much every week because we're in the same friendship group now. Like we can deal with each other. Whereas if I left it, it would have been a hate each other kind of thing. So. Yeah, I feel like we both feel it was the right thing to do, end it there, So
To be fair, there was a period when all of us literally had to go back to our partners and say, are you going to be okay if we had gone for this amount of time, kind of thing. And luckily, us three,
3 out of 5.
luckily 3 out of 5 girlfriends are okay with that.
The majority is okay.
Yeah, but it is odd that you sort of have to have those conversations. Like you do realise this isn't a hobby.
Yeah.
Kind of thing that we're deadly serious and we might be gone for 2 months. Are you going to be okay with this?
See that's a lot, really hard for a lot of people to understand. And I say it always comes down to if it's the right one, then they will. Not only that, but just because you're away doesn't mean to say they can't come visit you, or there's always ways around it. So, as I don't want to be too long with, there's going to be a bit of noise soon. Is there anything, I usually do it for half an hour, but as there's going to be bands playing soon, do each of you have a piece of information for anybody who's about to start this route? Because I usually have a different question, but as it's 5 of you, I can't ask you individually. So if you all have your own piece of advice for anybody who's about to start this journey, what would it be? So start with you first.
Okay, me first, sweet.
Save money.
I mean, that's a good one. Be prepared for like lots of ups and downs, like especially starting out, you're gonna get told no quite a lot. Like the amount of promoters that we've probably approached at first with like one single out and they were like, nah, we're not feeling it. Or like there's been so many times where we've been shot down and it's like just don't let that phase you. Just take it on the shoulder and don't let it phase you at all because that's
just part of it.
It's part of it. It's part of getting through it. It's part of getting up there.
It's hard. It's really hard, and it's not for someone who wants to do it as a hobby. Like the music industry, if you're not fierce and you don't want it, you're being alive. Simple as that. It's you either put everything into it or you don't, and if you don't, you're not going to get far. You're going to be playing in small pubs in your city for the rest of your life. If you don't just simply go and ask someone in another city, can I play a show, and you don't ask 100 more people, you won't get a single show. Like I booked the most recent tour, and it's literally me emailing, calling people like, here's my band, this is what we can do, give us a show. And that's how I've done it, and that's how we've all worked towards it. if you don't ask questions, and if you're not ballsy about it, no one's going to give you the opportunities. You don't get given them opportunities. The music business in the UK is a lot smaller than people actually think, and I think that's something you need to realise.
They're pointing who's next.
It's your boy.
Paulie's stolen everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say, just sum it
about
up.
5 points in that.
Yeah. What I was saying about girlfriends of that, just be prepared to give it all up, really. I mean,
Sorry, Faye.
I mean, like, again, some of us have been lucky with stuff. Like, I've been lucky
Callum.
with a job, been lucky with loads of other things.
It's cool, man.
But to be fair, I think one thing you've got to see about it is that a lot of us have jobs which haven't got anything to do with music, and we spend most of our days sat in front of a computer, working at Safari Park, working in the mobile industry for a big conglomerate retail chain.
Don't worry, we've all been there.
Yeah. But the one thing that gets you through that is knowing that I am spending 8-10 hours a day working, earning minimum wage, to then spend it all on travel to go play a show in Sheffield.
Yeah.
Which, as much as people will go, well, I could spend that on this or go like that. If you feel like I can spend it on this, you don't want it enough.
Yeah.
We all are skint. We have
We are
no
so
money.
broke.
We have no money. We
have so
don't.
much
We
debt.
don't go out. We stay in. We buy cheapest drinks. Do student nights, purely so that we can then go and do stuff like this. And sometimes it works out. There's other times it doesn't. But if you keep plugging, you're going to end up, well, not to self-promote, but we're going to play the O2 Institute to headline show
May 11th.
on May 11th.
£8.50 for tickets.
Nice plug.
It's going to be our biggest ever show, like ever.
And we're releasing our EP on that day. Obviously, that's cost a lot of money, but again, it's all because we've got like, look, I don't care, take it.
It's all worth it, yeah. It's all worth
It
it.
is worth it.
Yeah, well, I think Jamie's pretty much hit it on the head. You have to be prepared to sacrifice everything you like, whether it's free time, girlfriends, living situations, sometimes jobs, anything. If you're not prepared to do that, you're not going to succeed as a band. You have to give it everything, all your money. You know, you can work. I work full time. I leave that. I go straight to rehearsal for 4 hours. You know, I have free time. It's work bands just to fund it. You know, same thing. If you can't do that, that's it. A lot of bands I feel think we'll start a band, we'll play a few shows, a record label will magically appear and give us all this money. It doesn't happen anymore, especially with heavier music.
It ain't 1980.
Not at all. You have to be essentially your own, like a lot of bands now, even big ones. I think Energy Car is an example. They have their own record label just for themselves, they promote themselves with their own managers, everything, they do it all by themselves. And like that's the kind of a lot of people, they'll get to a point kind of where we are and they're like, oh man, that's a lot of work, I'm not ready to do that. And that's where it ends. So you have to be ready to give it everything, otherwise it's never gonna happen. And you have to have that love for what you do as well. Like, you know, if it wasn't the feeling that we get on stage and off stage when people talk to us, say they like us, like that's the payment enough, you know, that's payment enough for me. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
I'd say, and this is one that I learned from being in this band, to be fair, is that you shouldn't limit your inspirations to just your genre.
Yeah.
Because it's really common for metal or any genre, to be fair, to they'll get a metal drummer and then they'll get 2 metal guitarists and a metal bassist and a metal singer, and they just sound like every generic metal band.
Yeah.
Where in reality, if you look at what we've done, we've got like a blues bass player, an indie drummer, a classic rock singer, a metal guitarist, and all this stuff, and it's actually works really well purely because of that.
Yeah.
All of the big bands that sort of come out of nowhere have all got little niches because it's something that's differentiating them from metal or something from a different band. So if you're in a position where you want to start a metal band and you're looking for metal guitarists and metal bass players and all this stuff, maybe just, you know, if you know a guy and you work really well with him, just go for it. Go for him. It's more important that you're playing with somebody who you can get on with than somebody who fits your genre, because sometimes they can bring something that somebody from a metal mind frame wouldn't have.
Another thing I'll probably say, don't marry your songs, as in don't get too attached to them. they will morph, they will change. If you hold on to them too much, you're going to get set and you're going to start breaking with your band. If you just give the art to your band, let them mould it, let them craft it, you'll get something better, 100%. Just don't be too attached to your art.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if it's an overload, but I've probably got one more.
Go on then.
Make sure, and this is probably one of the most important things, you are close friends and you really get on with everyone in your band. You must be spending more hours out of your week like with them than anyone. Like more hours, more practice, more rehearsal, in the van travelling places, recording, literally everything. You know, it's probably the most important thing, I'd say, that just everyone in the band gets on. Everyone really likes each other.
It's like what Oz was saying. If it's better.
Inspired everybody.
We all said the same thing.
Inspiration. This is only more than 1 point.
You were talking about how was it on the road and everything.
Yeah.
We would have killed each other if we weren't mates.
We left him in a field.
We left him because we were that pissed off. If we would if we just see it as a business, I mean, definitely do see it as a business. That's all the money side we spoke about that. But if you just see it as that, you're gonna go, you're gonna play your shows, you're gonna leave and go, great, that was a good work day. We don't see it like that. We see it like the travelling. We're all interested in each other's interests. We're playing a fucking Star Wars trivia game on the way up.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Like, it was brilliant. That's because we all get along with each other, and there's the kind of well-being of us all is not just, oh, how am I feeling, it's how everyone is feeling.
Yeah. See, from what I've heard, and obviously you podcasters know that I also help with Shonen, and it's actually how I met these guys through Shonen. And basically what the biggest thing I got from it is making music's the easy part, making money's the hard, and you can't
10%.
you can't put the hard work in if you don't love what you're doing.
Yep.
And if you don't believe in what you're doing, like everything, if you do not believe in what you're doing 100%, just walk away. There's no point.
Hit it now on the head.
Yeah, man, 100%.
So I think that's a good point to leave on. So if you'd like to say goodbye for everyone, and also where can they find you?
Everywhere, Facebook.
Literally, yeah. So if
Instagram.
you're searching Straight for the Sun to Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I just said YouTube.
iTunes, Google Play, Tidal.
YouTube,
SoundCloud.
YouTube,
But
not Twitter.
you get the idea. We basically use everything but Twitter. But if you put in Straight for the Sun to anything there, you'll find us. Give us a follow. It would mean the absolute world.
Yeah.
Check us out. Let us know what you think.
Put our songs on loop so we have money.
man.
And like we said, on May the 11th, we're going to be releasing our first EP.
Yeah.
We're doing a big show at the O2 Institute 2 in Birmingham. And then after that, I can't say anything. We're on tour. Around the north end of the country.
Yeah, we're coming pretty much in the entire, all the areas.
Right back here.
Right back, yeah.
So we're doing what? Leeds, we know we're doing Sheffield, we know we're doing...
Nottingham.
Oh yeah, same venue.
Yeah, we're coming here on tour.
Yeah, like literally coming in.
I can't
Nottingham,
wait.
Manchester, Liverpool.
And a smattering of others.
Yeah, and a few others.
Well, what I'll do then is I'll put on my page and everything I'll put links to everything, and might be a lot of links by the sounds of it.
Yeah, please do, because we're crap at this.
We'll get you our blood types in a bit, yeah.
Well,
That is a note to end on and
There we go.
Jamie is dying in the corner. You need some insulin, don't you, boy?
and on that note, everybody, good day, good brew.